Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break. You are here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish McFarlane. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic, I think. Yeah. Tuesday, right?
That's a great answer for a Tuesday.
Trish, I'm very excited about something that I must share with you off the top of the show. We have talked on this show, and I have talked for years about the Pantone color of the year and how I'm into that. We had a big guessing game for it. We revealed the Pantone colors of the year as a reminder to our audience. There are two Pantone colors of the year for 2021. There's Illuminating, which is a bright poppy yellow, sunflowery, happy yellow, and Ultimate Gray is the other color. It's toned down just a touch. Basic gray, and they're supposed to go together, yin and yang, et cetera, et cetera. Right. Trish, I found out over the weekend that a company from Brazil called Cariuma, that's Cariuma, a Brazilian shoe company, Trish, they have expanded their Pantone sneaker line to include two new sneakers in the Pantone 2021 colors of the year, Illuminating and Ultimate Gray. I checked out the website. It's Cariuma. Just Google it. Cariuma, Cariuma. They're really cool. They're kind of like Keds a little bit. They're not expensive sneakers. They're really $80 or $90. I mean, that's relatively expensive, but they're not Yeezys or anything like that. And one of them is bright yellow, and the other one's gray. They have Pantone, and each one is highlighted in the opposite color too in the shoe. They're very cool. I think I'm going to have to get myself a pair of those. I don't know which one I'm going to get though, gray or yellow. But
do they have colors from prior year? Is that the deal?
Yes. I don't know how far it goes back, but they've been doing the Pantone shoe thing for a few years apparently. So you can probably find the prior years as well on their website. But I thought that was super cool to get some Pantone sneakers.
What was the year they did the kind of the dusty rose color? I would like that.
Probably 3-4 years ago.
3 years ago?
Like that. Sounds about familiar.
Something like that.
So shout out to them. I thought that was really cool, and I was glad to see that.
Good. That's wonderful. Well, you know what? I'm glad you're having a good day. I'm having a good day. Have you ever had one of those days where like every person you come in contact with is super nice? Like
I did. I had one. It was January 9th, 1982.
Thank you. See, that never happens, right? Today.
It's memorable.
I have to tell you, and you're going to be shocked for one of these people are. So every person I've come into contact with today has been like over the top nice, not like they're trying to be, like they just are. So first, actually, you were on this call. We did a briefing and demo with our friend Tom Horn. So, hey, Tom, from People Element, and he is definitely a fan of the show. So that was fun. But that's like the first 2 seconds of your conversation, right? Like, and we see a lot of technology. I know you've alluded to it over the months here on this daily show, but it was really good. It was a really, really good briefing and a really good demo. So, for anyone that doesn't know, check out People Element. They do surveying, employee engagement focused, exits, new hire, everything.
Yeah, everything.
All of it. Yeah, all of it. And it looked really good. It looked really, really good. Lots of great reporting features.
Yeah, and I'll just say this real quick. One of the things that stood out to me, and I said this on the call, was I see lots of software and I see lots of startup software. And these guys are not a startup, but they're a little bit newer to the software game. And we see lots of HR startups, HR tech startups, which come from founders who are not from the HR space at all. They're they're engineers or they're business people, or they were founders at some other type of company, and they've decided, well, I need an HR tech to do XYZ. Yeah, I'm not knocking any of that at all. There's a lot of non-HR people though who come into the HR tech space in the startup world. These folks have been doing HR consulting 25, 30 years, right? So they're HR experts getting into HR tech, which honestly is a little bit different. You don't see that as much. Right. And I think that was kind of refreshing. And I think it showed in some of the stuff that they showed us today that they really do have a fundamental understanding of what HR people, what they want, what they need, and what's valuable to them. So yeah, I was pretty impressed with that demo and that meeting today.
Yeah, I felt like all the tough questions I threw at him, that I would have had I been buying it with my own money, right? I always approach a demo or briefing like this is if Trish were spending my own money for this. Sure. And man, he had the answers too and could back it up. So yeah, anyway, great stuff. So hi to our friend Tom at People Element. Yeah. My other quick one, and then I know you probably got tons of stuff for us to talk about. But, I went to the DMV today,
Mm.
which DMV during COVID is really hard. First of all, I've been trying to get in there for like 2 months because every time I go by, it's either closed or they've postponed opening because of COVID and da 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 da. Anyway, I go today. I'm gonna walk right in, right? I'm like, there's hardly any cars there. I'm thinking like, yes, I got it. The lady stops me at the door. No, you have to put your name down.
Okay.
She's gonna call me, and she's like, "Oh, I don't even know how long your wait's gonna be. It'll probably be a long time because you have at least 3 people ahead of you taking driver tests and da 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 da." Right? No, they got me in within like 15, 20 minutes. So again, you had to wait in your car, but frankly, I'd rather wait in the car than in the DMV with a bunch of people. And I get in there, and I think they were letting like 4 of us in at a time. It's a pretty big place. They had that place spick and span, but the lady that I'm not even gonna say she waited on me, like that I worked with, because I was registering a car and paying, all the stuff, and I knew nothing of what I was doing. She was amazing. She was like the exact opposite of the one, like what's the one from? Is it Zootopia? The sloth is the animal that works at the DMV, right?
Yeah, you went right past me on that one. I'm not knowing that reference.
Listeners will know. But basically, that's the gist, right? Everyone always says the DMV is slow or they're cranky or whatever. Nope. I got the nicest, fastest, most efficient, helpful. So shout out to
I think I talked about that on this show. I had one DMV experience during COVID down here in North Carolina. It was great, but it required an appointment though. There's no rolling up to the DMV and just walking in down here. You need.
I wish we had appointments. That would have been better.
Yeah, it was great.
But anyway, so I've just been treated really nicely. And then I went to pick up some dinner because I thought I'm out. I'll get it early. And I was going to get some from our local Mexican restaurant, Tequila's, here in Waterloo, Illinois. And it was like right before the lunch prices switched over. So I actually got like all my dinner for lunch prices and a whole gallon of margaritas.
Nice.
So,
well, a little early bird
my day
at Tequila's. Yeah. So that's awesome. I got 2 things quick I want to mention. One before we get to the end of the show. Our HR Happy Hour podcast dropped this morning with our friend Ben Brooks from Pilot, all about development and coaching and kind of really good inspirational kind of conversation heading into 2021. Ben was great as usual. He's been on the show a couple of times. Yeah. Pilot.coach for what's going on there with their company and scaling up coaching right across the enterprise for making it kind of available to everyone, that kind of executive level coaching, which in the past was super expensive and really only available to executives at big companies. They're making it available to really everyone, which is really cool. So I want to mention that.
Hey, wait, before you move on, can I just say too, if you listen to any episode, but especially this one, but any episode that we have done with Ben, it's like getting personal coaching.
Yeah, he was great.
Like, no lie. Like, he gives so many examples of just things to do and how to care for yourself and how to pay attention to things. And wise beyond his years. We've known him over a decade now, but wise beyond his years. I'll just say that. Anyway.
I used to say that about me, Trish, until I got a little older. So one other quick one for you, Trish, and we've never talked about this. We've known each other a long time. I don't think we've ever spoken of this, but I'm just going to ask you, and I don't know. I just caught in the news in my from the entertainment news, Trish, category, that a revamp, a remake, a reboot, if you will, of the iconic HBO series Sex and the City is coming back on the HBO Max service. Trish, question 1 is, do you care about this? And Trish, question 2, do you care that one of the 4 that were on the original series is not coming back?
I know where you're going
to. A little Sex and the City commentary from you, because you were probably right in that good demo for this show, I think, back when it was originally on TV.
Thank you for mentioning that, because I wasn't exactly sure where that was coming back. I literally just caught a little tail end of it was coming back, but I didn't know where and when. So I do have HBO Max, so that's good. I will absolutely watch that. But you're right. I was that demographic. I was like one of the people that watched every single episode. I have the DVD set, which I have saved, which I don't even have a DVD player, but I have my...
Who does, really? Yeah.
I have my Sex and the City DVDs just in case I ever decide to get one.
Who's your favorite of the 4 then, of the 4 main characters? Who's the one you identified with?
Oh God, now that's 2 different questions, right?
All right. Answer either one then, or neither. It's up to you.
Okay, so for anybody who's watched it, Samantha, the one that's not coming back, she was the sexy, older, like,
sassy,
sassy, confident, and she was my favorite. She's my favorite because she was that way. She was so bold. I'm not going to say I was that way, but I might have aspired to be a little bit
Yeah.
like
There's still time,
Samantha.
maybe. Yeah, sure.
Right? And well, I think the others tended to be more insecure and I tended to be more secure, so I identified with her. She's the one not coming back.
Not coming back.
No.
And that's weird
she's
too.
not.
You think to yourself, like, I don't know too much about the person who actually is the actress, but I would think this was probably like the pinnacle of her success as an actress, I think, right? I don't really know her from anything else. So, like, can't you work it out? Can't you work out your little personal differences? Can't you work out whatever? Maybe you don't need it anymore. You just don't care. I get that. But
That's
I don't know.
That's probably part of it. And you're right. You know what though?
I feel like
think
if the
about this.
Beatles had a reunion and George Harrison said, "Yeah, no, I'm not interested. I'm not coming back." Like, it'd be weird, right? When do you figure out a way to make that
No,
work?
but I'll tell you what. There have not been many, but there were definitely times where I've had a boss or a coworker or someone I just hated, like literally just.
I bet they would have
And-
thrown a lot of cash at her though to get over that little,
I
get
don't
over
know.
you
I
don't
mean,
feel
I
like
think
working with
that's an interesting question just for all of us, right? Think of some job that you had where you had to work with someone that was just hateful to you. And maybe you were hateful to them too, whatever. But like, would money be enough to bring you back? I can tell you right now, I wouldn't go back to some. I had one boss. I will not say where. If I ever, there are not enough dollars.
Uh-oh, you're calling this person out, him or her? Uh-oh.
I'd be willing to.
Well,
Instead, I will say I had lots more good bosses. She's the only bad one I ever had.
I didn't
And
read.
horrible.
So I didn't get past that part of the story. So I don't know if some of the males that were iconic on that show is Mr. Big coming back? He was pretty cool on that show.
Chris Noth, yeah, he'll come back. I would imagine. I mean,
Anyway.
what else is he doing now? He's done with Law and Order.
And he's smart enough to come back to the show. Exactly. Anyway, I didn't know if you even liked that show. I'm glad I brought it up then, since you seem to.
Yeah, we've definitely never talked about it.
Most males of my sort of generation are embarrassed to talk about it. So that's probably
yeah. Well, you know what? We'll watch it and report back. Maybe now's your chance, or catch a few old episodes. It's actually kind of a cute concept, really. I mean, it's just about, Sarah Jessica Parker is basically a love columnist, blogger, right? Back in the early days of it.
As was I for many years. Yes.
Yeah, and all about dating and all of that stuff. Did you have a blog?
I used to. Yeah, it was very popular. Yeah.
The
I had
Steve
a
Bose
MySpace
blog?
page too. I had 19 friends.
That's the bigger question. Hey, tell us if you had a MySpace page. I did too. I don't even remember how to sign in or anything. Is that gone? Is that still there?
It's just dormant.
We're going to wrap on this. We're going to wrap on this because we're going long. But I can remember maybe like 2009-ish. What was like that fake world that you went and signed in and made a little avatar?
Oh, yeah, Second Life. Second Life.
Who had Second Life here?
I actually did use Second Life. I know we're a little long, but I actually used Second Life in the class I was teaching at RIT back then. I was doing a technology class in HR, and we actually used Second Life a couple times, and it was really, really cool because, real quick, I had a couple of students who were deaf and or hard of hearing, and we had interpreters in the class. We had open captioning in the class, but when we did some experiments with Second Life, because I didn't really know. At the time, we thought maybe this was going to be a business thing, and it really never turned out to be. But back then, we thought it might be. The students who were deaf or hard of hearing, man, they came to life when we got into Second Life, because now it was all text-based. Yeah, that was the only way to communicate with the other avatars, leveled the playing field. And I never forgot about that. Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up. So cool thing. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, but it just never really seemed to find its application right in the business world.
Yeah, you know what? I think, well, again, I probably wasn't on it long enough, but we were actually looking at it because I remember there were billboards and such in there, and we were thinking of how can you advertise jobs, right? I was still recruiting actively at that point. I was still, hardcore HR pro. And it was more about how do we connect with people out in the world and recruit and whatnot. So anyway, looks like UPS is here. Can you hear the dogs?
You better go take care of that. There's some hubbub over there.
The cavalcade of dogs is going crazy. So, all right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening and joining us as always. We appreciate it. Send us your ideas. Tell us if you've watched Sex and the City. Do you miss Samantha? What's going on? And did you use Second Life? We'll be back here tomorrow. Bye for now.